I'm meteorologist Nicholas Bosa with a look at your forecast. It's a nice afternoon for most of us, but we do have some clouds that are out there. Here's a look at what we're tracking over the next few hours. I have the camera for Orange Beach pulled up, also tracking some rough surf. Temperatures going through the 80s, and as we get through the evening, 70s, still staying muggy out there. Also staying with a high risk of rip currents. High risk of rip currents over the next few days. By the time we get towards Tuesday, it's still high. So we have a southeasterly wind. You can see that right now. High pressure off to our east. Winds pushing out of the southeast. We look at our wind forecast over the next few days. Southeast 10 to 15 miles per hour all the way through the next few days. So going to be breezier conditions, especially if you have boating plans. Now let's look big picture. I mentioned the high pressure off to our east. A couple areas of low pressure that we're tracking relating to the tropics. Two right here. So you see this one north of Puerto Rico, then a cluster of showers and thunderstorms, all the clouds here far in the southern Caribbean, central southern Caribbean. This has a high chance of development over the next 7 days and a low chance of development with that cluster. What's actually going to happen here is these are going to essentially work together to get us some kind of maybe tropical depression or tropical storm in the Caribbean, possibly as early as this weekend. So want to be clear with that. We could have development as early as this weekend around this area of the Caribbean. Folks in Jamaica, Hispaniola, and Cuba will be watching this very closely. And you see the development areas here. It's possible that we see something develop all the way up here or all the way down here. There's a wide range. We don't have a defined center to track, and we won't have for a while, but once we do, we'll get an idea of the future of this thing, which based on the flow right now generally seems to be north or northwest. So whatever happens right here, what I talked about maybe developing as early as this weekend, starts to drift north or northwest. That could eventually take it into the Gulf of Mexico. That would be next week. We're here on Friday. That would be next week. So something to watch for now in the Caribbean, especially if you're along the Gulf Coast in Florida. But right now we don't have to worry about anything. We'll just keep an eye on things. Remember, hurricane season runs all the way through November 30th, and the typical tracks for November, it's this. Something develops in the Caribbean. This is the typical stuff. Looking at climatology, lifts north and sometimes goes out to sea. I will tell you though, see this little bit of highlight there. We have had storms in the past that developed exactly right here and went north and then came up towards the central Gulf Coast. It is still a possible track. The last one I think about 2009, that was Ida. So it is a possibility, something we'll watch. We'll keep you updated. Nothing to worry about at this very moment. Today in Mobile, we're worrying about muggy conditions and isolated showers, so not too bad, but yes, definitely feeling muggy, not feeling like the first day of November. Forecast highs this afternoon is warm, 83s for Atmore and Bruton, 83 in Mobile, 82 in Gulf Shores, a couple 70s to the north where there's more cloud cover. You can see it here. There's the cloud cover, a front draped off to our north and west here. A couple showers possible through the afternoon and evening. For those with football plans this evening, if you see that there are showers around you at 4 o'clock, let's grab the umbrella just in case. We'll see if all of these develop, but if they do, check back in with Jason later on. We'll be needing an umbrella out there, possibly for a couple of these this evening. Notice the coverage is not huge, though, especially if you're inland. I think rain chance is near zero, but it's the coastal area along I-10 that sees the showers. 8, 9 o'clock tonight. We're just going to keep that in mind. And then clouds for the overnight period. So our Pelk Tire tailgate forecast, clouds, muggy conditions, warm conditions, not terrible though, but isolated shower possible. That rain chance around 20%. So we're going to need to keep an eye on things for sure. Here's the weekend outlook. Warm temperatures continue. 84, 83 degrees out there, partly cloudy conditions, staying warm. Looking all the way through the 7-day forecast, this takes us through Election Day. Of course, if you're in Pensacola for the Blue Angels, I think the forecast looks fine. There might be a couple showers that we have to dodge for the rest of the day today. Just keep an eye on things. But an awesome air show happening there. Our time change as well. Then we get to Election Day Tuesday, and I introduce this lovely 30% chance of rain. This could get higher, so something we're going to watch in the extended outlook. We'd hope for a higher rain chance, but definitely with the southeasterly flow, moisture stays in the forecast, so we start to introduce that rain chance in the long range outlook.